What's happening, everybody? There is a slightly new invention here for you today. So if you like this format, please do me a favour. Give this video a like just so I can monitor it. And if you like it, you'll see more like this. If you don't, well, you'll never see it again. Today, I am honoured to welcome the one and only Adi Oladipo onto the channel for something a little bit different.
Top man.
Adi, thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me, man. Looking forward to this.
We're going to do a slightly more professional but a slightly more in-depth discussion, and I think that what we're going to talk about is Liverpool. We're going to talk about exactly who they are today, exactly where they want to be tomorrow, and the ramifications of what's happened over the past season, really, because there's an awful lot going on at Liverpool, isn't there?
There is. I think there's an interesting argument as to whether it was a good season or not, and my argument would always be you win trophies, it's a good season. And I've seen some people online, because obviously, look, there's a lot of talk about the quadruple and it didn't happen. And I guess the two biggest trophies in that quadruple didn't happen. So some people deem the season as a failure. I can't. I'm not that stupid. Anytime you can win a trophy and bag a couple, especially considering this is a Liverpool team that haven't bagged that many really over the last sort of 6-7 years, it's a successful season. But I understand the argument that you failed at the final hurdle. But for me, it's still a good season.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it can ever be positioned as a bad season. It's obviously a good season. You won 50% of the silverware that you were ever in.
Yeah.
But
there's a but.
It could have been so much better. I think that's why maybe not bad, but maybe underwhelming.
Yeah, in the end, I think underwhelming, especially their game against Real Madrid. That was underwhelming. Watching that game was just flat, apart from the first 20-30 minutes. I thought, you've watched Chelsea enough.
Really unlucky in that final.
We were, because they didn't create any chances, and when they did, they scored.
Bruv, what can you do? Like, honestly, what can you do?
If Courtois playing the way
Courtois
playing the
way,
his
life.
Yeah.
The goalkeeper has a game of his life.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really know what Courtois' issue was. Did you see all that? Did you see him moaning? Courtois?
He seems to suggest that English fans, and I'm guessing he's having a dig at Chelsea fans more, don't or haven't respected him as much.
Oh, mate, do you know what I think it is?
Go on.
I'm an avid reader of 442 magazine.
Okay,
good magazine. I think his whole issue, Thibaut Courtois' whole issue, is based on one rather flippant 442 article. There was an article in 442 where they did the best keepers in the world.
Yeah.
And I think they had him 13th or something mad like that.
Really?
Something mad.
Yeah,
but all that is that's just one writer at 442 who maybe doesn't like him, maybe doesn't rate him, or maybe, and this happens, man, forgot him.
It can happen.
Happens, man.
It can happen.
It happens.
But he's definitely, look, not just after that showing, just in general, he's the top 5 goalkeeper in the world. He's top 5. He's top 5.
He won his team. He won his team the European Cup.
Yeah.
He did actually do that as well. There is no way that Liverpool don't score in that game if Courtois doesn't put in a performance like that. Like, it was sensational.
But no one remembers that, do they? Like, no one remembers those performances. Do you win the trophy or not?
Yeah, but
did you win the trophy or not? Like, did Liverpool get their 7th, or did Real Madrid get their full team? They got their full team. Our season's a failure. Ancelotti's now God.
Yeah, history won't be kind to that final for Liverpool. Certainly not. But you see, the issue that I think is worth us exploring, Liverpool have played in 3 finals this season. Yeah. They haven't scored any goals. They've had, on average, 20 shots per final, on average. So you're looking at 60 shots in finals, 0 goals. For a forward line, as blessed and brilliant as Liverpool's forward line are, that has to be more than a coincidence.
It does. Look, it's poor. I think Diaz, as much as he's come in January and he's reinvigorated that forward line, he needs to add goals. Let's be honest. I mean, there's a lot apart from goals. Jota fell off after Salah and Mane came back from AFCON. He was the person that was literally holding the club together when they were away. We know what happened with Salah. I think Salah scored 2 goals in his last 18 games for Liverpool.
Yeah, it's just not him.
2 and 8, it's ridiculous. And then you get nothing in terms of goal contribution from the midfield. Yeah. You get nothing from Keita. You get nothing from Jordan Henderson. Fabinho doesn't score. You get nothing from Ox. Unfortunately, he's injured. He was brought in to do that. So you get, I don't know how many goals the midfielders score, but I'll be shocked if it scored more than 10 combined
it's not
this
enough,
season.
and you need
that.
You need the goals to come from everywhere. So it's going to be interesting now to see how Liverpool operate this summer. What happens to Liverpool going into next season? Because I think that this iteration of Jurgen Klopp's team, firstly, I think it's the most brilliant he has put together ever. Yeah. I think you could almost make a case for this being the best Liverpool team of all time.
Honestly.
Like, you could have that conversation. Whether it is or isn't,
there's
is
a
the
conversation to be had,
But I also feel like it's changing. It's going to be different. You've got Milner probably not there next year. You know, if he is, how much does he feature? Yeah. Sadio Mane, almost definitely not.
100% not there.
Mohamed Salah is going to be there, it looks like.
But then if he's talking about going, you already have to start thinking about a replacement of him.
And already. I'm surprised. Do you think that's the right decision? If he doesn't if he wants to go next year, would you not rather cash in rather than letting him leave next year?
I don't think you can let both of them go.
Right.
I know there's wholesale changes need to be made. I know you need to cut and whatever, but if Mane is going, you don't let Salah and Mane both go. Because then it's a rebuild job as opposed to just getting someone in to replace. I think it's a whole different... Imagine that. Liverpool start the next season and there is no Mane or Salah.
Yeah.
It's just like,
so you keep Salah.
You keep Salah just because Mane's leaving.
And then he goes at the
and then he goes at the
year.
end of the season.
But hopefully you've had another 23 goals out
of him. Yeah,
exactly.
Exactly. You get that, you get 30, and then, if Salah gets 30 goals, come the end of the season, Liverpool will be competing for something again, some sort of silverware.
Oh, there's no doubt that Liverpool will compete next year. Yeah. I mean, there is no doubt. I think the problem that Liverpool are going to have is the problem that Jurgen Klopp has had since virtually day dot in his managerial career, and that problem is Pep Guardiola. It was a problem. It was a problem for him when he was at Dortmund.
It's a massive problem.
Can you imagine how many trophies Klopp would have won if Pep Guardiola didn't exist?
It's a massive problem. And the worst thing is now, obviously, they've got Haaland to add to the nonsense they've got up front anyway, and now their chairman's come out and said we're going to buy more. I'm like, what do you mean you're going to buy more? Grealish will be better next season. I have no doubt in my mind. I know he's got a lot of stick this season. Obviously, assists don't look good in him, but if you look at chances created, Grealish is right up there.
Yeah,
he's going to be better next season. Another season under Guardiola. Haaland, even if he doesn't hit the ground running, is going to get 15 to 20 goals. That's just a fact.
I mean, I'm inclined to agree that he will. I'm inclined to agree that City will be brilliant. Whether that's because of Haaland is kind of neither.
They're going to replace Fernandinho.
Well, they already have.
Yeah, with Rodri, but they're going to get more. They're going to get more. They're going to be stronger. I'll be shocked if Nathan Ake's are there, so they're going to get another one in. They're just going to be stronger.
Can Liverpool compete next year then for the league?
I didn't think we could compete this year. If I'm honest with you, like when everyone done their predictions, I know I've seen you done your video about it. No one had Liverpool coming second. We're a point behind.
Yeah, because of what happened the previous year, though.
Yeah,
like the previous year, you scraped into the top four.
No, with no defenders.
Yeah, but also the other issue was everybody was saying, but we've got Van Dijk back. Van Dijk was coming back from probably the most horrific
career-ending injury.
So the reason that people weren't saying Liverpool can win the league or the Champions League is because it was being based on Van Dijk coming back, and Van Dijk coming back was an unknown property. We didn't know what kind of player he was going to be.
Yeah.
We didn't know if he was going to be a player at all. Yeah. He came back from... His knee bent the wrong way, man.
The wrong way.
His knee bent the wrong way. Like
and by the way, I watch Van Dijk week in, week out now. So you watch him, and I remember the Van Dijk where I was arguing with you and saying he's the best defender the Premier League's ever seen, even though there was only one Premier League trophy in it. I watch him now, and he's still off, He's not the same Van Dijk of a couple of years ago, and he might not ever be because of that injury.
See the defending? Look, I don't like doing this really because it feels very micro from us, and we should be bigger than that. And it's our responsibility, I think, as people who talk about football, to be bigger. When people highlight one thing and define a player on that,
yeah,
I don't like doing it. I wouldn't do it about Trent Alexander-Arnold. Trent Alexander-Arnold switched off for the goal. He did.
We need to have a conversation about him going forward.
But you can't define him as that.
No, you can't. Equally, but he's done it so many times where you're going to start to define him because of it now.
Have you seen Van Dijk's body position? For as Valverde crosses the ball or shoots or whatever he does. Have you seen the body position of Van Dijk?
I've seen the slow-mos. I've seen everything.
He's like, I don't know what he's doing. I honestly don't know what he's doing. He's kind of facing the wrong way, leaning his body out.
It's bad.
But can they get it right again next year? Klopp was in buoyant mood. I thought was really clever from Klopp? You know how Klopp insisted that there was going to be a parade regardless of result before they knew the result.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I think that was a really good idea. You had 500,000 Liverpool fans out on the streets.
By the way.
Bearing in mind,
there's
got to be 50,000 trying to get home from Paris.
100%, maybe even more. Yeah.
So you had that, and do you know what? I think it was a clever move from Klopp. Because say that didn't happen, say there wasn't the euphoria and the celebration and flares and smoke and whatever, I think that the season would have petered out and everyone would have gone off on their summer holidays or gone to play for their international side with a little bit of dejection. Whereas it felt like a celebration.
Yeah, he's quite smart in the sense that he had those trophies in the bag. He's probably thinking, regardless, if the season stops now, we didn't want it to, but if it stops now, that's a good season. Don't let anyone define it as not a good season. FA Cup made it a good season. League Cup, it's not big enough.
League Cup's great when juxtaposed with the other one.
Yeah, you've got to win one more. And you've got one more that's like, okay, now that's a good season. We can go on a parade. And if we get the others, then it's a ridiculously great season. He's smart with that. But look, I have faith in Klopp to bring in the players in order to compete again next season. It's going to be difficult because I think Chelsea will be strong. I think United. I think Tottenham will be really strong under Conte.
Terrifying.
Honestly.
But do you not agree with this? It's Tottenham. Like I don't think you and I, fans who have been so privileged to watch our team play both glorious football, bring in superstars, create superstars, and win everything. Bruv, I'm not going to sit opposite you and be scared of Tottenham. It's Tottenham. I've refused.
Yeah, okay, you do it in that sense. Yeah, it's Tottenham, but it's Tottenham.
It's Conte.
With Conte. So it's not Tottenham, it's Conte.
Yeah, it's Conte. Yeah,
so Conte could manage anyone in that top six, and I'm like, it's Conte.
Yeah.
Almost like it was Ancelotti. Like, honestly, if that was him against, if that was Klopp against someone else, I'm like, it's Ancelotti. So when you spoke about just a winner's mindset, it was coming up against a manager that's won more trophies than him. So it's Ancelotti.
And it's Real Madrid.
And we struggled against Napoli when he was managing them. Just because it's Ancelotti.
Yeah.
Everton gave us problems just because it's Ancelotti. So there's something about that, and that's why I think Tottenham, because of Conte.
Yeah, Tottenham will be a problem. Liverpool are going to... So Mane's going to buy
Mane's gone.
30 million quid.
30 million, year left in his contract. It's a joke, innit? Year left. Was he 30? And the way he started, started after AFCON, you know what I mean?
He'll be the main man there as well.
But I think the decision was already made. He will be. We've got, obviously, Lewandowski's going, so whether or not he's going to play through the middle in that number 9, or whether they're going to play him on the left again, but he's going there, more money. He's going to win trophies because Bayern win everything. And good luck to him. He's had 6 seasons at Liverpool and he's done fantastically well, and I didn't expect it from him when he came from Southampton. The question is now, do Liverpool go out and get a number 9? Because that's where he was playing when that front three of Diaz, Salah and Mane were together. Or do they go out and get another guy on the left? So what do they do?
Mate, I don't, because look, what's going to happen here? So Origi's going to AC, they're saying,
Origi's going to AC.
So Origi for free.
For free.
Origi's off to AC for free. Mane's off probably to Bayern for 30. Minamino's going to probably move.
Minamino will probably either go on, but I think Minamino will get his chance off the bench more because there is no.
What, do you think he'll hang about?
I think he'll hang about. I've seen little bits from him. Like he won us the FA Cup. I think people forget in terms of the goals to get there.
Yeah, he's top goal scorer in both domestic.
So that shows he
cups.
Can do something.
Yeah.
That shows he can do. He just doesn't get enough chances. I think Liverpool. All this idea of actually bringing in someone that's 23, 24 and you build them up. Scrap that nonsense. Go out and get a proven number 9. And start that season with Diaz on the left, Mane on the right, and a proven number 9. And if Bayern Munich want to do a deal, there's a deal to be done with a certain Lewandowski that wants to leave. I know he's 33, I don't care. Get him for a couple of seasons. All this building. I'm just about win now.
Yeah.
Just win. Give me 2 seasons of greatness.
There because I think Liverpool were genuinely in the conversation for Kylian Mbappe.
That says it all for me.
So the money must be there.
Money must be there. For us to be even for Klopp to pick up the phone and ask.
Yeah.
So there's something there.
Is that the way that you play? Do you think the archetypal centre forward Lewandowski is potentially the answer?
Probably not. But there's sometimes I watch Liverpool and I feel like, go on, just get it in the box, man. Can someone just cross it in the box? Like we have no goal threat from headers. We have no, apart from when our big centre backs come up. There's nothing else. Sometimes it's almost a bit Arsenal under Wenger towards the end, where it's pass, neat. No, can someone just bloody long ball it sometimes?
Do you know where I really noticed it? Where I thought you do need another option, and the other option is centre forward, proper.
Yeah, because Jota comes on. No disrespect, Jota is Mane and Salah.
Yeah,
he's diminutive like that, and just not as good. Yeah. Minamino's the same thing. Yeah, there is no secondary option.
Jota is effectively just a better version of what you already had.
I thought Jota. Sorry to cut across.
Come off the bench.
I thought Jota though. There was a stage where, if you would have told me that the number 9 is going to be Jota, I would have said, okay, Mane, Jota, Salah, Jota, Diaz. His drop-off after the boys came back from AFCON was quite, like, a big one to me, to the point where I like, he's off the bench now. Yeah. He's off the bench. We need now
he's a very good option. Like, Diogo Jota is a better player than Origi.
Yeah.
So he's a better version.
If someone's injured, fantastic. If he's coming on last 20 minutes, fantastic.
Do you know what I think you should take a punt on? Because just imagine, the reason that, firstly, he's a very good player. He's had an excellent season. But I just think the Klopp magic, someone like Jarrod Bowen. It's a punt, though. It's a punt because you're asking him to display the form that he's displayed all season, like the consistency.
And you're asking Klopp to take him up another level.
Yeah, but he does that.
That's the problem, though, for me. I don't know how many times we can sprinkle magic dust over someone. Your biggest rivals have got Haaland.
Yeah. And
you're going to combat it by saying, all right, let's take a punt on Jarrod Bowen, who I like. I think Jarrod Bowen's a good player. But was this just a season when no one expected much? Premier League defenders, as much as we laugh and say they're not as good as what they were in the 90s or 2000s, they will work you out. They will work you out very quickly. And Jarrod Bowen's almost had a free hit this season where no one's quite sure what. Next season, week in, week out, when you're supposed to do the goals for Liverpool and do everything for England, let's see how good you are when they work.
I agree with that. Yeah. I agree that the consistency is what separates football. Like the reason why I hold, say, Mohamed Salah in such high esteem.
Yeah.
Is because, bruv, it's been 2020.
It's ridiculous.
Like, what are you doing?
It's ridiculous.
And that's when teams are going, hang on a minute, this geezer scores 20 a season. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to double up.
Yeah.
We're going to have to change our entire philosophy.
On him.
And he's still scoring.
That's when you know.
Whereas Jarrod Bowen hasn't had to deal with that yet.
It's still one-on-one defending.
Go on,
then, can you beat me? Oh, you beat me. Oh, shit. Sorry. Yeah.
Also, the priority, certainly going into this season, when people were looking at how to stop West Ham, they weren't talking about how to stop Jarrod Bowen. They're talking about how to stop maybe Antonio or whatever.
Declan Rice.
Yeah. Let's stop Declan Rice driving forward with the ball.
Declan Rice thing. We need to kind of combat that. Jarrod Bowen's had a free hit at Liverpool. It's almost a bit like Grealish at Villa, where we watch him, we know he's good, but let's be honest, we ain't watching him week in, week out.
No.
So we don't know if he had a bad game one week, a bad game the other. At City, good game every single week, mate. Can you produce every single week? Unfortunately for him, he hasn't. So Liverpool need to go out and get someone. We haven't got no bedding in period time. That person's got to be proven now. Do we have 80 million to slap on someone, say, you? Have we got that?
Well, what do we think? So think about the players.
Can I give you my dream?
Go on.
My dream signing. Never will happen.
Go on.
Son.
Really?
I've loved him for ages. Oh, mate. Oh, God.
Son to is there talk about this, or are you
There
just
was a couple of seasons ago. There was talk about Liverpool getting Son. I don't know if there was a dip in form. I don't know what happened. Maybe it was just a case of Tottenham with Tottenham, and now it's impossible.
I feel like say when Liverpool won the Champions League in 20, if that after that they'd gone or what would there was a Champions League in 19, wasn't it? League in 20.
Yeah.
So say after the Champions League, I think they could have probably got him.
Yeah.
Although Tottenham are difficult.
Although at the time as well, we had Mane.
Yeah.
And I don't think at the time, right now, there's an argument who's had the better season. If you say Son, fair enough. But at the time, it was, Mane's better. So why are we going for Son when Mane's better?
Statement.
Son is incredible, and that's a statement to everyone, like, we're here.
Yeah.
But I think Liverpool have got problems in the midfield as well, bro.
When you think, right, there's issues about Salah, there's issues about Mane. Firmino, 1 year left.
Mate, I love Firmino, but
it's over, isn't it?
It's done. I love him. But
it's been great.
It's been a great ride. It's been very, very good. I mean, remember he replaced Suarez, and no one knew who this kid was from Hoffenheim. Like, who's this guy with these teeth? Yeah. Now it's like the injuries are picking up. So it's not even a case of him getting game time. He's just getting injured all the time.
Yes.
So no.
So I do think you need that statement. You know how you said Son there? It got me thinking.
Statement.
I do think you need.
It needs to be a statement. It can't be.
I know who you need. I think as a statement.
Go on.
Jude Bellingham.
Yeah.
Because when you think about the midfield at Liverpool, I mean, you touched on it earlier. Milner has seen better days.
Let's go for it. Go for him. Milner 35.
Yeah.
Milner 35. Keita can't play 3 games in a row.
Yeah.
I don't even know how old he is. Henderson, I love. But if you're looking to replace him, Henderson, I don't think if everyone's fit, and I think Klopp's shown this, doesn't even start if everyone's fully fit. He seems to like the Keita, Thiago, Fabinho role, but for me, Hendo's still the captain. Harvey Elliott, good but young, inexperienced.
Too young, yeah.
Curtis Jones, I'm not quite sure if he's going to make that next step. Ox is always injured. So you've got
the midfield is actually the place to do it.
It's the engine room.
So it's 3, isn't it? It's either that Tchouaméni at Monaco.
Yeah, good pronunciation.
Declan Rice.
You've done your research on him.
Coming from you though, that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah,
because you don't have a clue.
Not a clue.
Yeah, exactly.
I would have said that guy from France.
I might have, the geezer at Monaco. Yeah. So you got Rice, Bellingham, Tchouaméni. They're the 3, aren't they?
Yeah.
Liverpool sign any of them, not only does it tell you something about the aspirations of the club and the backing of Klopp from FSG and whatever, but it also tells you about the aspirations and the fact that they are looking to, similar to what they did before when they lost a European Cup final, to go one better.
Yeah.
If it starts to get a bit frugal, say you nick a freebie off someone or whatever, that's when you know.
Makes me sick. If that's happening,
yeah.
Because if Klopp's done this, if Klopp goes to the board and says, "Look, 1 second, guys, I was a point away and Courtois from winning a quadruple."
Yeah, it was Courtois away.
Courtois away from getting something special. Yeah. Now, our rivals are going to go crazy.
Yeah,
Man United will go crazy. Man City will go crazy. Chelsea under Tuchel will be better next season. No doubt about it for me.
Yeah, well, Chelsea are on about 200 million.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
And Boy's come in and he's going to want to impress.
Yeah.
So he's going to say, it's 200 million. And if you can sell Lukaku all that money as well,
yeah,
there you go. So Liverpool have got to go crazy. And Jude's the one. I just don't know if Dortmund are willing to sell Haaland and Jude in the same transfer window. If I'm honest with you, that's the only problem.
They probably aren't, but money talks.
Yeah, even Declan. Like honestly, West Ham might not let him go, and I get that, but bid for him. Show the aspiration. Say, here, West Ham, here's 85 million. Let's test you.
There's an offer on the table.
And don't tell me Declan wouldn't shake a bit. Declan will put in a transfer request if Liverpool come in.
I think, mate, going to play for Liverpool is always an honour. Like, it's not...
And now it's an honour with trophies.
Yes.
So before it was almost, back in the day before Klopp came, it was just the history and we'll tell you the story. But now it's like, you can come to us and you know what? We're in for everything as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. But if that happens... I can see Liverpool following
pushing on
from
again.
Klopp. Yeah.
Pushing on again.
Well, also, Klopp said, wasn't he telling fans to book their tickets to Istanbul?
He's on it.
He's on it.
He's on it. He's angry. He's on it. And he's, I wonder if he'll probably think shouldn't have said that. But yeah, look, he's trying to shade. Look, we are a big team. This isn't a fluke. What's happened in the last 5-6 years, getting to 3 Champions League finals, ain't a fluke. It's difficult to get to.
No,
you know that. Chelsea have had good teams. It's difficult to get to.
It's an amazing record. But... You've been brilliant in the league, but it's one league title.
It's a joke,
You've been brilliant in the European Cup, but it's won the European Cup.
97 points don't get you it. 92 points don't get... How does that not win you a Premier League title because of that?
2 games, wasn't it?
Bald head guy in bloody Manchester. But I think there's a Trent discussion as well,
You're not feeling it?
I love Trent. I love him a lot. But...
He's not a right back, is he?
No.
He's not a right back.
No, and he has no competition. Everyone else has got a bit of play. You've got to fight for it. There's, Trent knows if he's fit, he starts.
Do you know?
Because there is none. Because Gomez is there.
No, but
and Milner's
there's
there.
never going to be competition at Liverpool because of the system. Like he's a system player. He's he's a brilliant footballer, brilliant at what he does.
No, but I still think he can do what he does and defend. Your first job is you're a right back. You're not a right winger.
But I don't think it is his first job. It's certainly not his first job in his mind.
Yeah.
And do you know what it did? And I don't really like this, but do you know what it did? It validated what we saw in the European Cup final. Validated Gareth Southgate's approach to.
Yeah, I can't trust you. I cannot trust you. I can trust Reece James.
Yeah.
Because he can defend. Mate, I can trust Kyle Walker. I can't trust you. I watched it, and I was thinking, surely he's had a look over his shoulder. Surely there's a ball coming in. Surely he's thinking there must be someone behind me.
Especially
and all of a sudden it's Vinicius.
But it's him. It's
the guy that everyone says that's the battle.
And
it's you versus him.
He's been a problem for AlexanderArnold before. Do you remember when they knocked you out before?
He destroyed us.
He's been a problem.
In their training ground when there was no fans. Destroyed us.
Yeah, he's been a problem for AlexanderArnold before.
Defensively, there's too many. It's too many now. Someone could put, and I love him. He's a Liverpool lad through and through, but someone could put a clip of all the defensive mistakes now. And it's now a bloody...
Oh, mate, that must have happened. You know how
but now it's a movie, though. No, before it was a 10-minute clip. Now it's a movie. Now it's an hour and a half.
City Everyman. Get your popcorn.
Yeah, you can download it for Netflix.
Mate.
He needs to improve defensively. This is not a 21-year-old kid anymore.
But he's not going to, because it isn't about that for him. He isn't learning on the job. He's not 17. He is what he is now. He's a remarkable footballer with a brilliant eye for a cross, a clever eye for a goal, and... vision and ability.
Does he do that though? Because we don't have anyone in the midfield. Apart from obviously Thiago's there now, but because the midfield isn't the creative force like Man City's is, it's almost like he's forced to do it because without him, there is nothing. There is no creativity.
That's also what he does. If you don't, if you were to
stifle if you remove that, then there's no point in him.
No, don't play him. No. So for example, this is why Southgate's approach to AlexanderArnold perhaps isn't one I would adopt. But why it does make sense is, if you're going to say to your defence, defend only. Yeah. You don't have AlexanderArnold in the team because you're clipping his wings. Yeah. You don't have somebody as creative as AlexanderArnold, but tell him not to be creative because it makes a mockery of putting him in the team. So I think Liverpool will either
they won't do anything.
They'll either need to keep playing the system that they play and
accept. And look, let's be honest, that system's got them to within, touching distance of.
I think you have to do that though. Yeah. Maybe as a fan, you have to do that. Yeah. Maybe you have to say, he's going to cost us 10 points a season. Oh, that's a lot.
That's a lot. Not that
He's going to cost us 6 points a season. He's going to switch off at various points.
But he could win you.
But more. How many points? Yeah. Are we in a European Cup final because of him?
Yeah.
And as he caught.
Do you know what I mean? All that kind of stuff.
I think you're going to have to kind of do a pros and cons of the AlexanderArnold contribution. I think if you were to do that, overall, it's
a massive pro. It's a massive pro. But on the biggest stage. It might cost you. On the biggest stage.
Could he play a different position?
No. No.
Is he a good enough footballer to play central midfield?
No, I don't think he is. And everyone says that. I don't think he is. I don't think... You know what it is? On that side, what he gets... So much space and time in that midfield where you don't have the space, where your head's got to be on a swivel, like a David Silva or a Fabregas or a Mata, peak Mata at Chelsea. Doesn't get the time.
Mate, do you know what? When I played football, all my life when I've played football, I've always played like further up the pitch, offensively. Obviously, partly because of age and partly because of ability. I played in that game at Ibrox, and I played at the back. And do you know what was amazing? I played left of a back three. Do you know what was amazing? And I've never really done it before, and this is what Alexander-Arnold would benefit from. When I pick the ball up, usually, when I play football, central midfield, anyone could be coming from anywhere, and you don't know where the players are going to be. And do you know what's amazing? Every time the ball was rolled into me, all I had to do is look at that.
And that's what
nobody can be behind me. It's impossible.
No one can be behind you.
So I've got all the time in the world because I can see everything, and it was so easy. I think you're onto something. And picking the ball up in central midfield like Alcantara is very different.
Mate, it's incredible. And he knows as well, once he goes forward, and and like, we've got to give him credit for what he does. He knows, okay, I've got the best defender in the world potentially defending, helping me at the back. Okay, and I know I've got Fabinho and Henderson dropping in.
Okay, this is important. Are these moments from Alexander-Arnold, particularly, let's use that one as a case study, is it Virgil van Dijk's responsibility to half cover that, not only through his own positional sense, but also because of verbals? Like, you say, John Terry played at the back with Gary Cahill. Gary Cahill was quite a limited defender, but he looked like a world beater because John Terry, I swear, was in his ear. When we were on
screaming,
1 yard left, 1 yard right, move forward, move back, like telling him exactly what to do. Should somebody take responsibility and understand that Alexander-Arnold may have a deficiency in that particular conversation, and tell him this is what we need from you?
You know what, yes and no. Yes, because clearly he needs help. No, because I see all the plaudits that he gets. Oh, he's won everything. He's only 23 and look, he's won the Premier League, the European Cup. He's played. He must have played. 1 second, we've got our laptops here.
What, in terms of
how many games he played for Liverpool?
Oh, mate.
Oh, what? 300?
350.
What? I'm sorry, I'm not giving advice. You played 300 games as right back. You should know now. Like, why am I keep giving you...
What is his own responsibility?
226 appearances for Liverpool. It's your own responsibility. It's your own responsibility. Plus, you had in the England caps as well. This guy's played 250 games of football.
Yeah.
Senior level. So, I'm sorry. If I'm Van Dijk, bloody hell, mate, I'm doing my job. I've got Benzema. Yeah. I've got the guy that's going to win the Ballon d'Or.
Looking after you all the time, isn't he? Jordan Henderson's dropping in there.
There you go. I'm trying to look at what Modric and Benzema's going to do. Can you handle that for me?
I'm a bit busy here, Trent. I'm a bit busy, my friend.
You know what I mean? I'm trying to marshal a young Konate next to me.
Oh, no, Cruz, Casemiro, Modric. You sort yourself out over there. Yeah.
Sort yourself out, mate. You've got one job, keep Vinicius quiet. I can't help everything. So,
all right, so look, the card's on the table now as we near the end.
Yeah.
Liverpool next year. Yeah. Is Klopp right? Are you going to Istanbul?
Probably not.
That's the spirit.
Probably not. No, look, I would like us to, but I know how difficult it is to get there. And I know how many good teams there are going to be as well next year. I think most teams around Europe are going to get better. I think Barcelona will get better with their signings. Do you know what I mean? We wait to see what Paris Saint-Germain will do. Man City. Yeah. It's inevitable they're going to get there again. So we'll see. We'll be there or thereabouts because we've got a good European record, but I don't know. We've got to see. We've got to get a replacement for Mane, like you've mentioned. And we probably... got to get rid of Ox, got to get rid of Keita. Probably got to get 2 midfielders. Honestly, I think we're 3 short.
Big summer.
I think we're 3 short.
Big summer.
Ox has got to go. Keita's got to go. Keita has to go. And he won't go, but he's got to go.
Yeah.
Keita's got to leave the club because he's not good enough.
No, he's not.
He's not good enough. I remember that
You can't
clips.
play him.
Yeah, I remember the clips. He was going to be the next Gerrard. He got the number 8. And Gerrard himself, after the Champions League final, said Liverpool need a number 8. A goal-scoring midfielder. We have no goal-scoring midfielder in the club.
Yeah, well, Gerrard will be looking at that performance thinking, if only I was a decade younger.
Honestly.
If only I was...
No, if I could get my boots on now.
Yeah.
Keita's just not that.
I've loved this, Addy. Thank you very much,
Enjoyed it,
man. A good chat about Liverpool. I do find it very interesting.
Where do you think we're going to finish next season? Go on. You and your predictions. Where did you have us last season? Don't try and cheat.
Last season, I think...
4th.
Last season, I don't...
You had 4th.
Did I have you 4th?
You had a 4th, yeah.
Yeah, that was only off the back of what happened the previous year, though. Yeah. But you learn from your errors.
Right. And so where do you have us this season, then?
I can't see anyone beating City yet.
2nd?
Yeah.
Right, I'll shake on 2nd.
Yeah,
2nd.
Done. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I really hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, will you do us a favour? Will you just drop a like on the video just so we can monitor it? And if it gets enough likes, we'll do some more of these. I have thoroughly enjoyed it.
Same.
So my dear friend Adi Oladipo, make sure that you subscribe to his channel. His link is in the description below. We're going to do a lot more of these if you like it. So do let us know. Till next time, in a bit.